Now in this video we'll start about the exterior of skull. So mainly we are going to discuss about the norma verticalis. Okay, so what is norma verticalis? Already in previous introduction video I have said that the norma verticalis is nothing but if you see a skull from the vertical or like superior side. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so this is how the skull looks from superior view. Okay, this is a superior view of the skull. So mainly the shape, if you see, it is viewed from above. The skull is usually oval, right? It is looking like an oval shape. But if you see, it is somewhat wider posteriorly when compared anteriorly. So these are the points you need to know. It is wider posteriorly, and next coming to other point, that is the bones which are seen in norma verticalis are the first bone which you see here is the frontal bone. Okay, these are the two parietal bones and this is the occipital bone. Okay, so now coming to the sutures, already we discussed, this is the coronal suture, CS. Okay, coronal suture, which is between the frontal bone and two parietal bones. Okay, in the next suture we see is the sagittal suture. It is also like one more thing, the coronal suture is also called as serrate suture. Serrate suture. Okay, this is important. And next coming to this sagittal suture, why it is named as sagittal? Because it is in the midline and it is between two parietal bones. Now coming to the lambdoid suture. Okay, this is sagittal suture. Now this is lambdoid suture. The lambdoid suture is posteriorly present and it is between the occipital and two parietal bones. Okay, and next coming to the metopic. So what is metopic? Sometimes there will be a suture like this. This is called as metopic. It is rare. It is seen only in 3 to 8% of individuals. Okay, so it is occasionally present. It is dividing the two halves of frontal bone. Okay, and sometimes it may normally fuse 6 years at age. So it should fuse at 6 years of age, but sometimes it will present occasionally only in 3 to 8% of people where the frontal lobe is again subdivided. Okay, now coming to some other different features like vertex. So what is the vertex? If you see here, somewhere over here you will find the highest point of the verticalis bone. So highest point is called as vertex. So vertex is highest point. And it's coming to vault of the skull. If you see the vault of the skull, it is like an arch roof. It is like a roof for the dome of the skull. Next coming to bregma. So bregma, this point is termed as bregma. Bregma is also called as superior fontanelle. You know, superior fontanelle is present in early birth time and child time. So this is also now termed as bregma. In adult it is termed as bregma. It is called as anterior, sorry, not superior. It is the anterior fontanelle. So this bregma is also called as anterior fontanelle. If you see, it is between the coronal and sagittal sutures. So it is between the coronal and sagittal sutures, and especially in the fetal skull, this is a site of membranous gap. This is a site of membranous gap in fetal skull, and this is called as anterior fontanelle. It closes usually at 18 to 24 months of age. Okay, 18 to 24 months of age it will close. Now coming to the lambda or posterior fontanelle. So this point is called as lambda or posterior fontanelle. Don't confuse it with vertex. Vertex is the highest point. It may be either here also. It is the highest point, that's it. Lambda is this point, exactly this point where the lambdoid suture and sagittal suture are meeting. Okay, this is also called as posterior fontanelle, and this posterior fontanelle usually closes at 2 to 3 months of age of child. At 2 to 3 months of age. Okay, so if you see here, this is called as parietal eminence. This is where on the posterior side, if you see, the most prominent place is called parietal eminence. And next coming to parietal foramen. So for that you need to see this diagram here. So parietal foramen are just between the sagittal suture in the parietal bones. So like this you'll have two foramens. This is called as parietal foramen. And next, oblivion. The point between these two parietal foramens, actually a sagittal suture will be like this, but between these two parietal foramens it will be straight, and this is called as oblivion. So what we need to remember? First you need to remember here bregma, here oblivion, vertex, lambda. So these are the points which we need to remember from this lesson. And next, coming to the temporal lines. So let me show this diagram. Actually there will be superior and inferior temporal lines which will be coming from this zygomatic process of our front bone. So here you will be getting anterior frontal line and also superior frontal line and superior temporal line and inferior temporal line, like this. Okay, they are not so prominent, but we are drawing it. That's it. So this is superior temporal line, this is the inferior temporal line. Now coming to the clinical anatomy, if you see the clinical anatomy, you have fontanelles. So fontanelles are the site of growth of skull. So skull actually grows in the neonates at the site of these fontanelles, okay, which will permit the growth of brain and also help to determine the age. Next, if fontanelles are fusing early, then the brain growth is stunted. Such children are less intelligent because their brain growth is not more. And next, coming to this anterior fontanelle, this anterior fontanelle is bulging, then it will indicate that there is higher intracranial pressure. And if the anterior fontanelle is depressed, then it is showing that there is decreased intracranial pressure, and it is mostly due to dehydration. And next, coming to bones. The bones, because of this fontanelle, they will override, and it will be easy whenever there is a vaginal delivery. And next, coming to caput secundum. So what is that? We need to write it. Caput, this is a clinical anatomy. Secundum. So caput secundum is a soft tissue swelling on any part of the skull due to rupture of capillaries during delivery. So especially it is seen in delivery. When you are delivering, because of capillaries rupture, this will lead to the soft tissue swelling, and the skull becomes normal within a few days in the postnatal life. So this is important, clinical caput secundum. So by this we have completed the norma verticalis along with the clinical part.